any time a rain can fall, and this is a national disaster that can be implemented at any time. So I was suggesting if there could be any measures to be required, to be dedicated to such people during these times. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Emmanuel Gwinda, representing Energy FM and Choice FM. The first question will be, I think, directed to the MEC for Public Works there. Is there a lesson that have been learned in terms of design of roads and bridges moving forward as we start with the construction after this disaster? Is there a lesson that have been learned moving forward? And then the other question, I'm interested in knowing if whether there is a sign of any appetite from neighboring countries to assist in this situation that we are in. Thank you.
Okay, next one.
Yaga to push it fela. Mutompe tuna kholo. Le sa tsolla e tsa gore ditaetso ke tsa gore meso e mebe ka baka la phetogo ya lerata dima, meso e mebe ya go tswela pele go ba gona. Ngogola ebile Waterberg le nyaga ke Mopane le Vembe le Sekhukhune ya go tswela pele. Puso ka gona na gonna le se se dirwang ka mogwa wa dibukana goba di brochures goba mengwalo e mengwe mo go ngwala melaetša ya tšeo ditšhaba tse di fapanego di ka go di dira ge mafula a tšetše a fitlhile ka gore fa o kwetša go tshedimošo bontši bja tshedimošo bo ba gona ka sekgowa goba seisemane seo mogagešo a sa se kweng a sa se kwešišeng gomme seo bakeng sa go ba bonatla ke bofokodi jo bogologologologolo ya mmušo ka gore batho ba ga borena a ba tsebe go nna ba direng ka ge go sena tsebo le tshedimošo. Ke a leboga. Dipete bopape ke jwa seipone. Ke a leboga.
Is that all? Okay. Let's allow the two MECs to take any of the questions first, and then the remainder, then the Premier will be in other avenues, they call it a sweeper. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Greetings to the Premier, my colleague MEC Rachweni, DG, and all media houses who are here. I want to take the first question that refers to Newsroom Africa about, as the Premier is speaking here, could thank you. The question that relates that is it possible that as we are sitting here, are we getting other people trapped or not, or the number? Let me indicate that definitely you have got a right question. Sitting here now, I just received information that there is a community around Gyan Maswangani area disturbed. Our health people, our emergency have gone to rescue them. But also the Premier was speaking about the numbers of the fatalities. As we're sitting here, we're still being updated that a particular area, somebody else in Sekhukhune, has been swept by the water. So the information, like the Premier said, we continue to have our people on the ground who are gathering information. So as Premier said, the South African Weather Services has indicated yesterday a level 10. You will know, we were talking about 9 and 6, which is orange. But now we're talking about level 10, which is red. That shows that we still have to expect more, hence the Premier is requesting such intervention from the President. The second question talks about classification. The Premier reported just here that she convened an extraordinary extended disaster forum of the province, which included mayors, included all MECs. We have started the process of making an application to allow the province to be declared a disaster province so that it can be able to help us to access the necessary resources that will be able to clarify or make the work easy to access the funds like she spoke about. Well, the houses, the Premier reported, in fact, I don't know why, that already we are planning to have a program together, myself and the MEC, for, Minister for Human Settlement, that will be coming to these affected areas. Not that people are waiting for the Minister and the MEC. As the Premier said that 1,600, that must tell you that already there are people, officials on the ground who are doing the assessment. So it will be just for us to give that political support to the teams which are on the ground. They are there, they have been to the household and be able to talk to them. The question about the measures, and I think the question from Radio TEF might be in relation to the community we know that is sitting somewhere where they stayed, where it's impossible for us as government to rescue them because of where they. The only answer we'll give you is that there is a process of how sites must be demarcated. The traditional leadership is affected, the municipality is affected, Coxstar is affected. But in the majority of cases where you see people having their houses, nice houses, big houses, in the low-lying areas or flooding zones, it's mainly because they built before the approval could be done or given with the assessment or environment impact assessments are done. So I think it's one thing that requires education more than strict measures so that people can know. Because when they are in trouble, that's what they call the Premier. Whereas they should have been part of agreeing whether where they want to go it's suitable for habitation or not. So those are the issues, Premier, I think I needed to assist, and I think the rest requires, the difficult ones requires you.
MEC Rachweni.
No, thanks very much, and let me take this opportunity again to greet our Honorable Premier, MEC, and all colleagues that are gathered here, in particular those that are from the media. The question here was raised by Quinda from Energy and Choice of FM about the issue of designs. It's just unfortunate that now we're in a disaster and we speak about floods, but we're trying by all means as the department to always get capable people to do our designs when we construct our roads in the province. So it's just unfortunate now that there is floods, but in most of our roads, we make sure that when we appoint capable people. Even in-house at the department and also at the road agency Limpopo, we have capable engineers that are helping with designs. So on the issue of designs, I think we can say that we are always trying our level best to make sure that we have capable people to design our roads in the province. Thanks very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you to my two colleagues, MEC. I'm not sure, maybe DG, if you wanted, you are covered by the MECs. No, thank you very much. I think they did almost address every question except the interpretation. I must accept, and I think sometimes wisdom, you can always get it when you engage in a forum like this. We acknowledge that. We will, because you have seen that we have been issuing, like I've indicated, agriculture has been issuing all the warnings, and Department of Transport was also issuing all the warnings, and you are quite right. If I remember, we are issuing them in English. When even those who are residing in the low-lying areas, I remember all those messages were in English. So we will take our Department of Sports, Arts and Culture so that they can start interpreting all those messages in all the languages that are spoken in our province. We take that as a guidance and we take that advice and we'll definitely implement it. It's just that when you are in a disaster, sometimes you miss that, and which is might appear not to be critical, whereas is the very critical one. So I think the MEC for Coxta has responded to you, Malungelo, to say, even now it's still raining, and just to even add, as if yesterday's death, we thought maybe we are enough, we won't register. An old man in Malungane village, Palabor, has drowned, adding to this number. MEC has already spoken about the 14-year-old has drowned there by April in Skukun. So we are still having people who are trapped. As long as it continues to rain, it continues to flood, people will still continue to get trapped. So this advice for people who are within those low-lying, that's why I was emphasizing, once the weather service advise us, we will share the message with you, and you also assist by spreading the message to the communities out there so that they can know. In terms of the food and the shelter, I mean, MEC responded. Currently, we are the health services. We are making sure that even those that are cut off do access. Of course, in some emergency, there is one community healthcare worker who called me yesterday to say, even though they don't want to appoint me permanent, there was a woman in labor in my village where they are cut off, and she had to become a midwife. She said, I worked with nurses and I know what they do, and I did exactly that, and the baby is alive. Those are the stories that in the middle of this disaster, we are now starting to see those public servants. So I was saying to her, no, I will need your CV. Perhaps I'll take you to Coxta if health doesn't want to take you, because you are an asset to the community. You didn't say, what if the baby dies when you did the right thing. You didn't say, no, I'm not qualified. You are sitting with a disaster, an emergency, somebody had to take that baby out, or either the mother and the baby would have died. So I want to thank those that are the Limpopo people that I'm talking about, to say they understand who are in a disaster. There are others who are always fighting even during this difficult time. So we do understand. But what I also needed to add, especially from Radio TAF, is that the sensitivity of this issue of people who are staying in the low-lying area, it's too sensitive currently for us to go around and say, we told you, R71, we told you. When people have lost everything that they have, when a life has been lost, currently allow us to deal with the disaster. When lives must be preserved and saved, let's save the lives and preserve them. And when we are all fine around June, come sit with MEC Makam and let's start to evict people. Let's start to talk about. But when you talk about it now, it becomes an African. But all what we can say now is that those of you who are in the low-lying area, if we warn you that today you are in level 9 or 10, please seek for shelter. But for now, we don't want to say, we told you so. So Radio TAF, you can't tell a person, once it has happened, it has happened. There's no need to say, we told you so. We told you so doesn't work. It only assists us to prevent in future, but not when we are in this disaster situation that we're in.
Okay, thank you. Are those all the questions that we have? Big T, my gadgets are acting up. There were two questions that they had online, which we are trying to get them through. If you can just read them for you, Premier, to assist. From News 24. The other question as well was, I think we have addressed that question. It was about the deaths. You spoke about, you said 9, and we've been consistent that we are reporting from the 25th of December up to now. So the disaster didn't only happen now, it happened before. So Tato Gololo from News 24, she's asking, or he's asking, how can Limpopo effectively respond to the current level flood warnings and the active floods across 5 districts when key disaster coordinator positions in high-risk areas like Capricorn remain unfilled? It's almost specific to a district. As the number of questions here continue, they seem to have information more about the district. But I thought maybe let's speak in general as a province. What are we doing to empower the Disaster Management Center for a quick response? So either MEC Makamu or yourself may respond to that. The rest of Tato's questions are specific to Capricorn, where they speak about X, Y department or area that is not being filled. So we'll allow you to take through that particular question. But if there's any more question that comes from the floor, we'll take it. Madam Premier or MEC Makamu, whoever will take that question will be fine. Thanks. MEC Makamu, thank you.
Thanks very much, and thanks, Premier. I think it's a matter that Premier has raised it since she got into the position to create a capacity in the Provincial Disaster Management Center, not only in the Capricorn district, but I can confirm that all our districts do have what we call head of disaster center, including Capricorn district, does have, all the 5 districts does have. It could be other positions which are there. But I must indicate that disaster is managed in terms of Disaster Management Act. There are certain positions you can't do without. Like in the province, we need to have what you call a head of a disaster management center, which is Dr. Makalanis. But people may not see him, so well. We have appointed the capable woman to head the disaster, Mema Tudi, for now. Nationally, whether minister is there or other, we have got Dr. Stolle, who head the National Disaster Management Center, who is empowered in terms of the Disaster Management Act to do certain things. And I think we can't take the challenges we are having and say it's mainly we are failing to respond to that challenge or that challenge on the basis that there are certain positions which are vacant. The minimum capacity that we need to respond, as we are responding, and I thought maybe even the News 24 will start by commending Premier that there were people trapped in Pafuri who were there to resolve. There are people there in Maula, we did there. There were people in Mutale, 3 of them, we were able to rescue them when people are talking. Even when we are sitting here, myself and the Premier, we are getting information where people are trapped and we are giving to disaster centers of the districts and they are responding. And I thought people should start by commending the Premier that we see your government responding in that province. That's what I wanted to say, Premier. Thanks.
No, thank you, MEC. Maybe just to update in terms of the death, Mr. Ramakwe, when we add these 2, it now gives a total of 11 from December to now. But when you look at their circumstances, the one that we say it is the one child who drowned from, I would say, his home because they were trying to escape flooding in the house, which then gives you the capacity that we are having in terms of rescuing and responding, especially, hence I always appreciate what SNDF. So the others, unfortunately, like the ones we've received today, wherein we are told that they were trying to, whether they were crossing the river or such. Hence, we're saying that message of saying when you see a low-lying bridge, don't attempt to cross, no matter how much of a good swimmer you are. A river that is angry, unfortunately, even the best Olympic winners, swimmers, can't be able to cross that particular river. So that is where the major challenges we are having especially with this regrettable death that we have registered. Most of them were swept by either the bridge or the river. So we are pleading to say, let's run away from a river that is full. Let's just run away from it at all. Hence, I was emphasizing even those parents that I see the quest of education, the passion you have. Please, let's not risk our children, even ourselves, because something can happen. You might think that as a parent, you can help the kids to cross that river, like I saw they were doing in one of the videos which was sent to me. And you don't know that there is a dam probably out there. What if that dam bursts and it floods on you? The whole chain, it's gone. We understand the situation we're in. We would have loved to build all these bridges long time ago. We have not. We're in this situation. Let's minimize the loss, especially of life, by staying away from the rivers. I've said with education, the MEC is working on a catch-up program. So even if the kids miss teaching and learning, but we know we preserve their lives, we will come back. So some are seeing it as a way of saying we are going to mock government, they don't have bridges. Just know that that can end up being as a disaster. We have got to take life serious. Life comes first, and let's not gamble with our children's life. We can't do that. That one I am against, totally against. You can catch up if you miss time for education, but if you die, you're gone. You can never catch up life.
Thank you, Madam Premier. Just the one last from Clifford, Jacaranda FM News. We've taken Makura from them, so they have Clifford now, who's asking that please indicate which departments the government had to take money from to respond to this calamity, or was the money taken from Emergency Relief Fund? If so, how much are we talking about pending the application for the declaration of the state of disaster? So which department have we taken money from, if we have, or is it coming from the emergency fund that you spoke about? That is the one question. The second question, do we have people who are currently housed at community halls? If so, which areas, MEC Makamu, that would speak to you? Let's start with you and then the Premier, and then we'll then close off all the questions. Thank you.
Thanks very much. We have about 35 families which are housed at the church in Mbaula. Already when we were there yesterday, the municipality provided mattresses. They were able to provide blankets. This morning, I had a discussion with the executive mayor and the local mayor how we should be able to source out food for them. I'm working with the CDW around there. He was on the ground trying to see how much quantity of food we should be able to make available. And they will still be working on it. I think by the time I'm here, others are working on it on the ground. I think the Premier will talk about the funds.
Okay. As I've indicated earlier on to Jacaranda, what we did, I think last year, having learned from the disaster, and as a province, while we were waiting for national to declare and provide resources, we find ourselves wanting those bridges that have cut off communities from economic activities needed to be fixed. Now, when we allocated the budget, what we do, the law allows you to take 1.2% of your overall budget in terms of allocation. From the when you are allocating, 1.2 can be ring fence, which we did exactly that. So that is the money that has not been taken from, I would say it has been taken from all the the department, because it's money that comes from the total budget. We just took as when we were allocating to say 1.2% must be ring fenced and be able to assist us while we are waiting for the national intervention. Because we were saying climate change is here. We need to mitigate for it. So as a province, how does the law assist us to be able to mitigate and to come up with this a resource that we do not have as a province? If we were to wait for a disaster and you start to say roads give us, it's roads that wants the money. And say Coxter give us, Coxter wants the money for human settlement. Health wants to rebuild the clinic. Education, their schools are damaged, they want to fix. So there's no any other department where you will take this budget from. Hence, from the beginning, we've decided to say on an annual basis, we're going to ring fence this 1.2% that will assist us during this period like now.
Thank you so much, Madam Premier, for honoring us with the responses and the time here this morning. The MEC for Coxter, thank you, Mtlabe, for the time, and also the MEC for Public Works, Roads and Infrastructure, Pakana Tlavirwa, Releboa, and the Director General, Mr. Nape Nchabileng Tao, Releboa, for your time. And to all of you journalists, we thank you for your time that we are able to be with us to share this information. If you have further questions, if you would like to arrange interviews, you may contact Mr. Moaba, Mr. Tiwari Moaba. Those of you who don't know him, please just stand up. Is this one? And or myself for arranging interviews with the Premier. Going further, there are others that are already lined up here after this session. But thank you so much. Let's continue to spread the message of safety for those who are affected and other communities. It's a good afternoon already. Let's all go and do our work. Thank you.
Thank you. Maybe my one last plea, I saw the ruling party, which we belong to, some of us, the ANC coming up with a very great initiative that all of you, you know, you have got a shirt that you have not worn in the past 3 months. You don't need it. Please, let's donate. You know, Emmanuel Quinda, there's pants, trousers that you have not worn for some time. You don't need it. There are people who lost everything that they have. So if you have a dress like me, you don't wear it, please, it's time to say go and deposit it where they have given us. We are appreciating that particular intervention to say, let's go and collect our clothes, so that even when we are saying we're waiting for national to intervene or for NGOs, let's be our own NGOs as the citizen. That's when being active citizens, it's all about. Let's donate what we have, what our children have, so that those children that we saw yesterday can have clothes that they are going to be wearing like all our children. School shoes, uniform that they've lost. Let's go and donate. Let's prioritize those areas. It will go a long way in assisting. I thought I should just share with you what I saw, and which is I'm supporting fully what the ANC has done in the province.
Thank you, Madam Premier. Ladies and gentlemen.